What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and Fina Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video guys, I have a really amazing news. First of all, I will show you a call to action from Fair Markets Now. And this call to action will definitely help us to attract more attention from the authority side to the problem of MMTLP case. On top of that, guys, I will show you the most recent update from Georgios Palikoras in regards to the subpoenas that he filed and he is still filing right now. I will explain you why we have only several subpoenas instead of 115 as we have 115 broker-dealers who potentially were involved in the actions with MMTLP case. On top of that, guys, I will show you quite interesting condition under which these subpoenas were filed, and I will show you the potential steps from the other side of this saga from one of the MMTLP community members. On top of that, guys, and I think it is the most crucial part, I will show you very important update and a very interesting live stream that was recorded by Richard Hoffman. And for those of you who follow my channel for quite some time, you know that Richard Hoffman was one of the first members of MMTLP community who filed a lawsuit, and then this lawsuit was switched to arbitration, and then he dismissed his arbitration because he didn't want to see the remedies that are extremely low, just a fraction of a penny, and these payments couldn't help the MMTLP community by any means. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's begin today's video with this news that was written on March, basically just yesterday, on MMTLP Resources. And we have 584 letters to go. And here's the details. The fifth letter campaign at Fair Markets Now needs 548 additional letters to be sent to the President and Vice President. The advocacy website fairmarketsnow.org, dedicated to fair markets, has launched its fifth letter campaign this March. According to Hallowed Henry, 952 letters have already been sent through this site. Their goal is to reach 2,000 letters, but they aim to hit 1,500 before beginning the labor-intensive process of mailing out physical packets. And here's the tweet of Hallowed Henry himself. He wrote, "A fair markets update, MMTLP fiasco. We are at 952 letters sent, but we need to hit at least 1,500 before we send our physical packets. MMTLP is gaining momentum, and many of our supporters now hold key positions in the new administration, as well as direct links to the highest office. This is not the time to rest. Now it's time to stay engaged, be proactive, and push harder than ever. These battles take longer than we expect, but the facts are on our side, and if we keep the pressure on, we will win. If you haven't sent your letter yet, do it now." And guys, this is a very important action that a lot of MMTLP community should do in order to add their 2 cents in this saga. I have to admit that on the one hand you might think that it is not so important, and I would say it is not so impactful on the MMTLP case. But guys, believe me, if someone in the president's office or in Congress will find this letter on their table, and then these people will hear about the same issue on any other media sources. In this case, guys, their attention will be caught by our community, and this will definitely drastically improve our chances to win. So let me show you further. It's really simple to send out your email letter. Just fill out a few fields on their website. Click here to get started. And Curtis added the link to the website. So guys, please do it if you support the MMTLP community, and this will definitely help us to push this case even further. And for now, let's take a look at the most important news, in my opinion, that is happening right now. And Junk Savvy added this tweet. It is just a follow-up tweet for the most recent news from George Palikores. Breaking news. Judge grants Metamaterials bankruptcy trustees ex parte motions for order requiring custodians of records to appear for examinations. And as you can see, for now we have three broker-dealers who received these documents, but I believe we have 4 documents. Wait a second. Here is the tweet that was written by George Palikores. Citadel motion granted ex parte, meaning without opposition at the time of filing. 1 of 9. Like I said, all parties served. Happy March break to all. Good night, Amy. And I have to admit that Amy is the person who tried to oppose the legitimacy of these actions. And in a minute, I will show you some explanation from the real attorney who explained what is and what was these so-called procedural issues. But let me show you that for now we have 4 subpoenas. Keycap wrote this. That might be it for the day. Order granting ex parte motion for ordering requiring custodian of records to appear for examination. Citadel Securities, TD Ameritrade, DTCC, and Charles Schwab. And yes, we have just 4 out of 9. And I think we might see even more subpoenas. And in a minute, again, I will explain why I think so. But for now, guys, for me personally, I didn't know what does ex parte mean. And let me show you this explanation. Johnny wrote this. I had to look up ex parte, and it means with only one side present and to be done quickly. How is the ex parte order being used here? I don't understand. And here is the answers from all the community members. So, Danny wrote, it seems like you've referenced ex parte, which is a legal term derived from Latin meaning from one side or on behalf of one party. In practice, it refers to a legal proceeding or action taken by or for one party without the presence or input the opposing party. I think it means we don't need you and your lawyers to be present, but we need records now. And here is another explanation. It would be used where you wanted to start something without them having an opportunity to halt it. For example, one parent would use ex parte to get an order against the other, so they couldn't take off with the child. And I think it is quite interesting statement, and it is very important for MMTLP community to have this additional condition for these subpoenas. Time will tell what will be the next step, but let me show you first of all this a tweet from Scott. And again, in regards to the subpoenas, he wrote, I was early, but I wasn't wrong. October 18th of 2024, Anson Funds. Palikores has the subpoenas in the pipeline. Maybe we are now at what Winston Churchill might call the end of the beginning. Now, if good old Greg McCabe would have just answered who it was over the last 2 years, we might be a little further down the road. Why wouldn't McCabe simply identify who tried to buy to cover their short positions? And yes, I think Scott was 100% correct with this. He basically added the letter, and this letter refers to his case, and he asked Greg McCabe about the companies who addressed to him in order to cover their short positions. You know that Greg didn't disclose this information, and we don't have any information from C-level executives who was that, but we have clear mention of this act that was filed with the official PR statement that you can find on SEC website. And let me show you another quite interesting update. As I already mentioned, George Palikores wrote this, good night, Amy. And Amy is the person who tried to oppose that the legitimacy basically of these subpoenas. And here you can see the answer from Mark Basile. And he doesn't think that Amy is wrong, but he wrote this. While Amy is right, these are just all procedural moves that the bankruptcy rules require. Nothing to get excited over just yet. It is headed in the right direction, but I'm expecting either objections to the subpoenas or possibly incomplete production in a court with the subpoenas requests. Then the parties will battle it out as to what, if anything, will be required to be produced. Service is not when a lawyer or a judge signs a subpoena. It's when a process server actually physically serves the subpoena on the target. That's when they are officially served and the time to respond starts. Unlike a civil lawsuit, there are things that can be accomplished through bankruptcy court that cannot be completed through a civil suit. Maybe this will proceed in a court with how Silex proceeded regarding broker information. It's good to know that the trustee is interested in this issue, but don't be overly optimistic until the trustee commences an advisory proceeding, actual court case within the bankruptcy proceeding against specific parties. That will tell you whether the trustee believes, after some advance evidence collection, whether there is a case there or not. So, very important update, and guys, as you can see, for now, I think we have a huge breakthrough in the connection in between MMAT and MMTLP cases through the MMAT bankruptcy case. And let me show you another extremely important update at this time from Richard Hoffman, Not Legal Advice. His new Twitter account is Not Legal Advice, KNOT, the same name that he has on his YouTube channel, as you can see, Not Legal Advice, KNOT. And he published, he basically made, wait a second, I will show you right here. He made a live stream with J.R. Ewing and Due Diligence, and I have to admit that it is one of the most important and useful live streams that I've seen for quite a while, and it lasts about a little bit more than 1 hour, and guys, it is definitely worth your attention. In this live stream, Due Diligence explained, briefly explained all the details and his point of view on the case itself, on the MMTLP case, and how it can be affected by the MMTLP bankruptcy. And guys, Richard Hoffman and J.R. Ewing, they are also active lawyers. Unfortunately, they are not, their main field is not a bankruptcy cases, but they definitely know what they are talking about. And on top of that, Richard explained that potentially through the bankruptcy of MMAT, we can not only receive some data that is that might be the crucial in our case, the data from the other side that is involved in MMAT bankruptcy. But on top of that, guys, he mentioned about Sorrento Therapeutics. He reminded us about the Sorrento Therapeutic case, where we had basically quite similar case. And Sorrento Therapeutics was also shorted, and they also filed a bankruptcy. And the judge ruled to disclose the short seller's information, and he didn't disclose it publicly. He wrote a protective order, but with this protective order, judge himself found out that it was a share imbalance, and this led to very important decision that was made by the judge, and the judge granted that the payments for all of the shareholders should be made based on the short positions of the wrongdoers as well, and this was definitely extremely useful step towards the improvement of the position of shareholders. And guys, the only difference in between these two cases, I mean MMAT and Sorrento Therapeutics, that Sorrento Therapeutics filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and it is pretty much reorganization of their case, but MMAT filed Chapter 7, and it is quite different chapters, and to be honest, I don't know all the details, but this might be the the issue. On top of that, guys, it is not set in stone that if this case goes exactly to the path of Sorrento Therapeutics, it doesn't mean that judge might make the similar decision in our case. So definitely we have a lot of shady actions, we have a lot of shady parts on this on our path to the resolution. But guys, I can see that basically we have an increasing momentum in our case, and definitely the snowball effect is in play right now. That is why, guys, do not be in a hurry, but at the same time be extremely focused on our main goal. And let me show you another quite interesting update, at this time again from Roman Soups. Despite the fact that sometimes his comments are not so pleasant for the community, but this tweet also grabs my attention. Just yesterday, basically less than 24 hours ago, he wrote this in response to Richard's tweet, and basically on Richard's live stream that he published. Wait a second, I will show you, just 6 hours ago. Wait a second, he wrote this. How interesting. Is Richard Hoffman bringing in John Forrester into MMTLP to set up a merger, like I've been saying for about a year, maybe? Or a receivership to get McCabe out and new management in, like GTII. I don't know. Stay tuned. And guys, you know that Richard, and you probably know, or if you don't know, let me remind you and let me tell you that Richard Hoffman filed a quite interesting legal case against the GTII management, and he basically changed the C-level executives, and this was definitely very, very wise and, to be honest, extremely cool step, where one GTII shareholder made unthinkable, and by this case, by this step, he helped a lot to all of the GTII shareholders. And for now, guys, definitely we don't have these steps, we cannot see these steps from Richard yet, but with this video, and by the way, I highly encourage you to subscribe to his YouTube channel as well, because once a week I think he will publish the update on MMTLP case. And despite your point of view on this story, guys, you have to know all the details about this case, because the more information we have, the more thorough decision we can make how we have to push this case forward. So, and let me show you another quite interesting tweet that was written by Busy Brands. He wrote this, and I will quote you this in details, pretty much without any comments. The MMTLP situation has been a controversial one, and stock bashing has certainly been part of the narrative surrounding it. There are approximately 6,000 stocks listed on major US stock exchanges, while over 12,000 stocks are traded across US exchanges, with around 3.6 thousand of those having valuations of $250 million or more. So why are the bashers targeting MMTLP? Even with MMTLP as a ticker no longer actively trading, individuals or groups still attempt to dissuade remaining investors. Can they be spreading negative information about a stock, company and the CEOs for their financial gain? Paid. Is it that individuals may simply be participating in bashing because it gives them attention or validation, especially in the context of online forums and social media? Is the negative commentary of MMTLP, a stock ticker that is no longer trading, a simple way to remain relevant in the ongoing conversations? Are these social media and mainstream bashers, paid or not, afraid that the MMTLP shareholders will expose the power imbalance between retail investors and institutional investors? Another aspect could be these individuals may be incentivized by short sellers and or financial institutions to spread negative information or create fear because the uncovering of corruption revolving the regulatory bodies such as the SEC or FINRA and how they handled the MMTLP situation. We as shareholders have raised concerns about the SEC's and FINRA's role in so-called protecting retail investors and whether it is too closely aligned with institutional interests. But who could possibly be so upset that MMTLP investors are so organized and have sent petitions or drafted letters to various members of Congress, calling for investigations into the situation and highlighted concerns about potential market manipulation and lack of transparency from SEC and FINRA? Maybe, just maybe, they are afraid if more scrutiny is applied, it could expose inefficiencies, conflicts of interest, or inadequate regulatory oversight. MMTLP could represent an instance where the actions of retail investors and the backlash from the market events lead to wider discussions about fairness, transparency, and accountability in the financial system, and someone does not like that. And guys, I told you multiple times that potentially through the MMTLP case, the entire retail community might find its way to the transparency, to the ultimate transparency for all of the participants on the US stock market. And definitely, it is not the easiest way, and we don't know what will be the next step from the wrongdoers, but we know for sure that we are not going away, and we will fight till the very end. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it